What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to Machine Mods, and I'm your host, Coach Fred. And today I'm going to be talking about the air conditioning system. I'm explaining to you guys what causes the evaporator coils, which is part of the air conditioning system, to clog up. And also we'll explain to you guys what causes the water of the evaporator or the air conditioning system, the water drains inside your car. When you turn on the air conditioning system and water is coming out of underneath your dashboard and is spilling all over your carpet, it is because your evaporator pan is clogged up and it cannot exit through the tube or the hose to go outside your vehicle, which is underneath the vehicle. Normally, the normal operation is when the evaporator coil is functioning, is running, it picks up all the moisture and it dumps it underneath that evaporator. There's a pan, and the pan collects all the moisture and it goes down the hole, and the hole has a hose, and then the water drains to that hole, to that hose to go outside. And that hose is underneath your car, right? Somewhere underneath the dashboard area, going down underneath your car. That's when you find that small hose. When that pan, the evaporator pan, is clogged up, then water will spill inside your compartment and you'll notice it on your carpet. So anyway, let's go outside and I'll show you guys. I'll be using one of my cars that is always parked underneath a tree. And you know what? Let's go right now. All right, for this demonstration, I'm using my other car, which is always parked outside. And I'll show you how your air conditioning system will get messed up or how it gets clogged up. Now, since my car is always parked outside, you notice there's a buildup of leaves and all this pine tree leaves on it. Well, this stuff right here, it is better, and I highly recommend it if you vacuum this. You don't want it to go inside here, because when it goes inside here, it goes in your air conditioning duct system. Let me show you what I mean. In normal operation, air goes through in here and it goes down there. Okay, so the air goes in here and it goes down there. Let me show you what I mean. Well, first I'm gonna show you how to open up your cabin air filter. This is how you do it. So you open up the glove compartment. Then you're gonna see a tab right here. Let me turn on the light here. Right there. This is what I'm talking about right there. So you push this in, and then there's one on the other side. Push it in towards the center. Well, I gotta have both hands. Hold on a second. So on the left side, push that in. At the same time, you push that in. But I need both hands, so hold on a second. All right, so I use both of my hands. I have to squeeze this one that way. So you notice this one right here. And then here, push this way. So you gotta push it towards inside, towards the middle. And then once you do that, you pull this basket back towards you. So now it's off. You see how that works? Right there. And then the last thing that's holding this thing is this hinge right here. And there's another hinge right there in the back on the left hand side. So all you have to do now is just yank it. And then the other side, yank it. Well, I need another hand too. Hold on a second. There you go. So That's how you take out the glove compartment box, which now will expose the cabin air filter right there. There's a tab right here, tab right here, and that's your cabin air filter. So what happens is the air from the hood area right there, it goes in up there and it goes to the filter and then down to the blower, and then it goes inside your air conditioning system, which is inside here. Let me yank this out. Hold on a second. Notice you'll have an arrow like that. That means when you reinstall this, it has to point downwards. Let's see what we find here. Oh, shoot. All right, so see, you find this leaves. That. You see that stuff right there? Imagine if I didn't have a filter. This would have got inside the air conditioning system right here, the evaporator. So it goes inside there, and that's the evaporator right there. See, the filter help filter the debris. Hold on a second. Let me just clean this out. I'm gonna get back to you. Okay, so I cleaned out the filter. Now I'm putting it back. Okay, make sure it's going the right arrow, the right direction or correct direction. I found it with the arrow pointing down. Normally it means that's the airflow. That's the direction where the air is going. Alright, so you make sure you close that. See how you hear it snap. Okay, now that's secure. Let me just show you what I mean. So the air goes from here to the filter to the blower. Blower pushes the air to the evaporator inside right there. Let's just put this back. All right, so I got the hinge pushed in. It's pushed in. Now all I have to do now, squeeze this to push in. I'm gonna need both hands. So basically I'm gonna squeeze this in and then I push it in. All right, so it's inside now, as you can see. Now I can close it. All right, so now we're back inside the house. So the way it works, the air conditioning system for cars, and that's for all cars, vans, and trucks, all vehicles. So the fresh air comes in, it goes inside that small vent on top of the hood, or in between the windshield and the hood. There's like small vents there, and air will go through there, fresh air. And it picks up all the debris, like the leaves and dust and whatever it picks up, and it goes down to the air box, and then it goes to the filter. Imagine this is the filter. All right, there's the filter. It goes down, hits the filter, and then down here is a blower, and the blower pushes the air towards the center of the dashboard, and in the middle of the dashboard, or actually underneath middle part of the dashboard, there is an evaporator. It's like a small radiator, but it absorbs the air that it sucks in, and then it produces cold air on the other side of that radiator. It's called evaporator coils. Now, most cars in the Philippines, they don't have filters like what we have here in the US. Now the air picks up all this debris like leaves. There's a tree in the Philippines that has very small leaves, probably as small as this pin right here, the top of the tip of the pin. It can go inside the small vents, and then once it's sucked inside the blower system, it pushes it through all the way to the evaporator coils. And now, if the evaporator coils get plugged up with, let's say, dog hairs, leaves, dirt, or whatever, you can that it can suck in that duct system. Eventually, those will get to the drain pan. I want you to imagine this. This is the coil, the evaporator coil. On the bottom, there's like a tray. Now that tray, it gets all the moisture, all the water that comes down. In that tray, there is a small hole or a drain. In that drain, there's a small hose. And then the water goes through the drain to the small hose, and it dumps all the water underneath the car. So if you're running your air conditioning system, you will see water coming down underneath the car. And that's for all cars, vehicles, trucks. All of them does that. So let me give you the flow again. So the fresh air goes to the vents, which is underneath the windshield, and then it gets sucked in to the air box. If you have a filter, if it does its job, it'll prevent it from going in. But the filter is not 100% sealed, so it can go around the filter, and then it might get through the filter through the blower, and blower blows it to the evaporator coils, which is in the middle, underneath, below the I'm forgetting the terminology now. The dashboard. So I want you to imagine in the middle of the dashboard, maybe a foot down, there's going to be a evaporator coils. So all the debris, dog hairs, cat hairs, chicken feathers, whatever, dirt, leaves, it goes in there. It will clog up that evaporator coils. Now your cooling system will suffer. It won't be efficient anymore. You won't have a strong blow or fan coming out of your register or coming out of your vents. You won't, even though you turn up your fan on a high position or high setting, you're not gonna feel that strong wind or the blow. And also, it's not gonna get as cold as much. And then those dirt will also go down to the tray, which is underneath the evaporator. And then it will clog up that hole. So now the water is going to overflow the tray. And the water, instead of it exiting through the hose down underneath your car, now it's overflowing the tray. And now you'll find water inside your vehicle. And that's when you actually pay attention now. So, what you want to do is vacuum those dog hairs, chicken feathers, dirt, leaves, or whatever debris that's on top of the vent. Vacuum it. Don't use a hose to push it in there. Because if you use a hose to push it in there, those leaves are going to be inside the air conditioning system. And that's going to be really bad. Here in the United States, most people change their cars, every 4 or 5 years? No more than that. So they'll never experience, or maybe not often, or not, it's not going to be common for Americans to experience water flooding their compartment because of the air conditioning system. Because by the time it gets clogged up, they already sold it, traded it in, bought a new car already. But in the Philippines, they keep the cars longer than normal. What I mean by that is they buy a car or any trucks or any vehicles. It tends to stay with them for more than 5 years, and you'll notice it's very common that the people in the Philippines will experience flooding of water inside inside their compartment or inside inside their cabin, and it only happens when they have the air conditioning systems running, and to change or clean out the evaporator coils is very difficult. You gotta take out the dashboard, you gotta take out the stereo. There's a lot of work involved in that, and besides that, you don't want to go through that. So if you have a car that doesn't have a cabin filter, get one. Get somebody to install one for you. And I did that. I have a minivan in the Philippines that don't have a. It's called APV Suzuki. It doesn't have a cabin filter, but I cut out the box and I was able to fit in an air filter or cabin filter. And then when I go to the Philippines, I'll show you what I did. But for now, I hope this information is good enough for you guys to understand that leaves, dirt, dog hairs on top of that air vent below the windshield, it's bad news. Vacuum it. Don't use your hose to push it inside, because you're pushing it inside towards your air conditioning system. So the best thing to do is vacuum it. A lot of people don't know this because it's not the kind of information that people talk about or share. All right, guys. So I hope you guys like the information, and hope you guys like the video. Please give me a like, leave some comments, encourage me to make more videos, and please share this to everybody else. And I need help on the getting more subscribers. I need to get 1,000 subscribers, guys. All right, guys. So I'll see you next time. And if you guys need some information, if you want me to make a video, let me know. Leave it in the comments below. Thanks so much for watching this video.